Good morning. Happy Friday. It's the day after Thanksgiving. So I hope everybody out there had a good Thanksgiving. Anyway, I came down to my parents' house last night and I'm going to be putting on all my parts here in their shop because they have a huge shop that I can do it. I don't have to do it out in the rain. So here's my truck. I got all the tires off of it last night as I am switching to 38s. So that they have, that I used to have 38s on it, so we're just switching tires. Another thing, I'm going to be taking out the rear end so I can get it all painted up. Kind of like what I did on the front end last year. So I'm going to be doing that. And then I'll let you guys see those before I put them on, because I don't have to take and unbox them all and all that. So you guys will see it as I put the parts on. I'm going to be here for the rest of the weekend because I got a lot of parts to put on. I got rock lights put on. I got new seat covers to put on. My transfer case indexing ring I got to put on. So I got a lot of stuff to do. So I'm going to go down and get the tires put on. So you guys stay tuned and bring you all back. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start taking off all my stuff here. The sway bars and the calipers and stuff. So as you guys see, I still got saran wrap on my coil springs. It's because I live in Vancouver, Washington. I have to drive, I had to drive over to Prineville, Oregon. It's where my parents live, and I kind of wanted to keep them clean, after going over the pass. So I just kept the coil springs wrapped. So I'm gonna get ready to take that off, and I'll get you guys set up on my tripod, and we'll get after it. All right, well, I hope you guys can see it pretty good. I'll get you back here a little bit. Can you see me? Try not to scratch all this. Bolts. I'm taking off my shock, so if you guys can't really see what I'm doing here. Okay. All right, so what I'm doing is I have to take the diff cover off to drain the oil so I can paint it, but I need to drain the oil out of it first. So I'm just going to sit it on this here. That way I can get the oil drained out of it. I want to be able to keep the fluid because I just changed it a while back ago. So I want to make sure I keep it. I'll have to put it back in. One thing about this diff cover, it's got a drain plug, so it makes it kind of nice. Alright, while that's draining, I'm going to go ahead and take the calipers off. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get the calipers pulled off and get all the brake lines undone, and I'll bring you guys back. Alright, so now what I'm doing is I'm taking the calipers, taking them off, and I'm trying to hang them up on the frame somewhere. Drop the axle because I don't want to take a lot of that off, so just trying to get the lines and the ABS lines hung up. Got those hung up, and then now I'm just trying to pin these back a little bit so they don't drop. I'll take the front drive shaft off, and then I'll take this cover off, and I should be able to drop the rear end out of it. So, all right, I got the drive shaft pulled. I'm going to be doing I'm going to be taking these off, the control arms. I'm just going to take them off the axle side first, and then I'll just take them off the frame next. So, all right, I went ahead and put my earplugs in because I know this is going to be kind of loud. Looks like I'm going to have to use the ratchet on these. The other ones. Those are tight. All right. All right, the nut dropped. And I'm gonna go do the same with this side, and I also have to take my emergency brake cable off too. So I'm gonna be doing that. All right, I'm gonna go to the other side and get that one taken off. So on this side, I had a hard time taking the rudder off of it. So what I did, got some WD-40, put it in these holes here, soaked it. So I got my board and stuck up there and hit it with the hammer a couple times, and finally broke loose. So finally got that done. Now I'm just trying to get these brake lines, emergency brake lines unhooked here. So this side, I did a little different. I went ahead and got me a big extension and a wobbly to be able to get that one there. So that worked out a lot better. So those are loose. So I'm gonna get the emergency brake line off, and I should be pretty close to pulling this. All right, now I got the emergency brake cables off. These things are a pain in the butt because you have to pull the spring back, and these little tabs here, you have to, there's 3 of them. You have to pull them down to get them out of this. It's dark, you guys can't see anyway. They sit in this slot. You gotta pull the prongs back and then pull this out, and the whole thing comes out. So it took me a little bit to do that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take off the diff cover, and it should be ready to drop. I'll get another jack underneath the front of the pumpkin there and drop it out of the way. See if I can get it out of there. Alright, so I have a TV jack. I'm just going to throw underneath the front of it, or the middle of it, and just kind of see how that works. Move you guys up here a little closer here. Alright, I'm going to get me a board to throw underneath the front, keep the yoke from coming down. Alright, well, it ain't gonna work because it's too tall. Alright, let me run outside and see if I can find a 2x4. Let's see if that'll work. That. Alright, now I just need to get those bolts out of the control arms real quick and we'll lower it down. Alright, I got the track bar up out of the way. Alright, well, that didn't work. I forgot to take the jacks out of it. So, and I've got a lot of tension on the springs. So let me get this fixed real quick. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put both jacks on each side of the axle and see how that works. Hopefully it'll work here, I don't know. Don't know if they, yeah, I screwed up. I forgot to take the jack stand out of it. So, oh shoot. Let's see. I'm just going to put both these jacks under it. And right now it's just got tension on the coil springs. Don't want it to go backwards. Here. Alright, now I'm going to go do the other side here. Alright, now I just don't want it to roll backwards. Let's see. Oh, I gotta go a little more here. Alright. This one's loose, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it out without scratching it. See if this side comes out. Alright. It's a little difficult just by yourself, but you manage with what you got. So, alright. See if I can get this out without scratching it. They're not the lightest. So, see what happens if I just drop it. Alright, so looks like it's going to roll backwards. So I'm going to jack this other one up here. We're going to get a strap on the front of that to pull it back down. Alright, well, looks like I got both jacks out. So, get this moved here real quick, scratch it all up. And let's see what happens after I bring it out, lower it. Here. And it looks like we're stuck in the control arm. This one back under the same. See. Alright, well, looks like it's all free. Oops. Damn it. That's not what I wanted to have done. Well, at least it's still on the other jack, so I'll get this back under here real quick. Oh, damn it. Well, I guess it is what it is now. All the way over. See if I can roll this thing out of here. Oh man, this jack works pretty good though. I was wondering what I was going to use, but it sucked that it went upside down. Oh well. Okay, now maybe I can roll it back over here. Shoot. Well, I got it out finally. So I got a cherry picker here. Get a spreader bar. I'm gonna put on there and then put on the axle so I can lift the axle up, clean it, and then I can paint it. So that's what I'm gonna be doing next. And yeah, looking good so far. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm taking a wire wheel on a drill and just kind of cleaning up all the dirt and the grime that's on this. I've done a little bit of it already, but I just got through flipping the axle over so I can get to the bottom. So that's what I'm doing. I didn't want to, you know, bore you guys on cleaning the rear end, so figured I'd bring you an update. So here's my progress I've been doing. So I got the rear end painted up, super nice. I got my 1.5 inch spacer that I'm going to be putting here. I was going to put it on it. I'm going to bolt it on right now, but the bolts they gave me are chrome bolts. So I'm going to go to the parts store tomorrow and see if I can get some bolts for it. So I can't put this on yet until I get the black bolts, so I can put that on. Yeah, it looks super nice. Looks a lot better than what it was. So yeah, very impressed with that. It's a lot of work just to take it out and paint it, but since I'm putting new parts in it, might as well make it nice. So down here, I've taken the transfer case off, and so I could put the index ring on it, which is right here. I'm calling underneath it. So I got the new index ring on it. So if you guys ever do it, the studs that are stock into the transfer case, you got to take the two nuts, put them together, and then take the stud out, and then you put this on. This only goes on one way. I've turned it and turned it, and I thought I had them all, so I had all the bolts, all 5 bolts in, and then one of them didn't line up, so I had to take all the bolts back out and turn it again. So it only goes on one way, or it's not going to work. So that's my progress. I know I haven't been filming step by step, but I've had a couple friends here helping me, but anyway, so yeah, that's my trying to get off the floor. So that's the project I'm doing right now. It's late. I'm getting ready to kind of clean up and head to bed and wake up and do it all over again. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. It is the next morning, and welcome back. I got up this morning. I went ahead and put all my brackets on. That's for the track bar, and I got my cover put on. I filled it up with oil because it was a lot easier to fill it up while the cover was off. So I just dumped all my oil back in there, put the cover on, and that's ready to be put in. And I want to shout out to Jar Custom Powder Coating. They're the ones who did 90% of my powder coating, and this is what they did. This is my rear track bar. They did a two-tone, so the outside of it is the matte black, same black that I used for the front end, except for this is powder coat and that was paint. And then I had them go ahead and do the inside blue. So they did an awesome job. Thank you guys very much for that. The reason why I had them do that is because of the front is blue also. So I just kind of wanted to make it match on top of that. So the next thing I gotta do is I gotta get the rear end put back on the jack here. So that's that. See you in a bit. Good morning, welcome back. It is the next day. It's actually Sunday, and I wanted to show everybody my truck. I just finished it. I know I didn't film a whole lot toward the end. The time was crunching, so I had some friends come over, and I don't have a camera person to hold the camera for me. So I'm just gonna show you guys kind of what I did. Here we go. So here's my truck. So what I did, I just went ahead and I put a 1.5-inch spacer up front for these 38s. I traded my dad for. Oh yeah, I got those on. The rear done. So this is the rear. Looks way better. These are the control arms that I got. So if I didn't mention it before, if I forgot, Jar Custom powder coating out of Vancouver, Washington. The ones who did 90% of my powder coating. So if you guys have any powder coating you need done up toward Portland area, probably go check them out. So yeah, that's what it looks like after it's all done. All nicely painted, so it looks really awesome. So yeah, so here's the other side. I got a light under there so you guys can see. Seat solution seat covers. They turned out amazing. They're soft. I know I didn't video putting these on, but they look really good to go with the theme of my truck, blue. So yeah, just give you, got a steering wheel cover. So I'll show you what the under the hood looks like. I did put a brake reservoir cover on. So that's what that looks like. I get a different cap for it. So yeah, so that's all done. Of course you guys have seen the front end, but other than that, she's all done. I'm about ready to put some rock lights on here. I got 16 rock lights from McTuning. If you guys ever heard of McTuning, it's the new C4 rock lights that they came out with. I like them because it's like a 360 view. So they come with the rubber thing for the back, and they're the RGB, and so I got 16 of them. So I'm gonna do 2 in the fender wells, and then right underneath here on the frame, I was trying to figure out what to do on the frame here, but I've got a piece of angle iron, thin angle iron. I'm just gonna cut it in half and just put a little weld right here, just enough to tack it on, because there's no way of trying to get it mounted. So 2 on the frame and then 2 on the other side, and then I'm gonna do 2 up top. So here's what my rear end looks like underneath. So that's all nice and clean. So yeah, just tell me what you guys think. I'm trying to think of some other stuff to do to this truck. If you guys have any ideas, give me a comment. So yeah, I'm gonna get working on these rock lights, and then I'll bring you guys back and show you what I've done so far. So, well, I'm getting ready to head for home. So I got my truck pulled out, and I got a couple of rock lights on. I didn't film any of that because I was trying to figure out what to do. So I'll show you those. I got my truck pulled outside. It's very nice. I'll show you the rock lights. So I got a couple of rock lights up there, and then I've got two up here. So when I get some more time, I'll throw the other rock lights on, and hopefully she'll be pretty bright. So I'm gonna cut the video off here, and we'll see you guys on the next one.